Hey guys, so today's November 26th, which is 10 years since I started my YouTube channel. I started making videos here on YouTube, and I wanted to make a little special episode talking about where I come from and how this channel got started, where the name comes from, Shnobel. And I'm Roman, and my last name is not Shnobel, it's Belanoshko, which is a Ukrainian last name. So I talk about my musical kind of history a little bit and how I started the channel. And so the very first video I made on November 26th, I uploaded it to YouTube, was with this pedal here, the Peak Cornish TES, the Tape Echo Simulator. And I got this in the mail right before Thanksgiving, and I was so excited. I even made an unboxing video about it. Hello everybody. Today I got my Peak Cornish TES delay. Peak Cornish in all its glory. And it was my very first demo on YouTube. And I still have this pedal. It's a very special pedal to me. Yeah, it's kind of not very practical for pedal boards. It's huge and it looks like something that belongs in a military application, not a musical one, but it's very cool nevertheless. And these are very rare, and he makes other pedals that I also later owned. And so this kicked it off for me. So let's talk about where the name Shnobel comes from. It's kind of a slang word for somebody who has a big nose. Where I come from, Ukraine, that's kind of a slang word. And then the Slavic culture, so Shnobel is just, it's kind of like a joke. And so I created the channel, and I've started making YouTube videos from my parents' basement, as cliche as it sounds. But I've moved up. I moved up into a few different garages, and my setup for recording varied from location to location, but I managed to make consistent videos in all my locations. I even filmed some in my bedroom. I've moved on from one garage to another, and I've kind of adopted this white background, and I just wanted a clean image, and that's pretty much the format right now of this channel. About my musical journey, I come from a small town in Ukraine called Zvenyhorodka, and our family immigrated to the United States in 1992. And we have lived in the northwest part of the United States in the Portland, Oregon area since '92, so it's gonna be almost 30 years. And growing up, my mom's side of the family and my dad's side of the family, I had uncles that played guitar, keys, and they had bands. They played at weddings, they traveled. This was still in Ukraine. And so growing up, I got my first guitar. It was a Kramer. I didn't know much about guitars, and I thought the Fender Stratocaster kind of was an ugly guitar, and I liked something that had a little bit more of a metal look to it, but that really wasn't what I played on the guitar. And I later then realized that I really like Strats and I like the sound of them. So I've been kind of a Strat guy ever since. Growing up, my brothers were always around, and so my younger brothers, we'd always joke around about us being in a band, even though we never wrote any music together. But I was kind of cultivating that atmosphere there with my younger brothers. And then as they grew older, we actually started writing music, and we started recording, we started traveling. And so the core of the band was 4 brothers, and we actually had 2 albums that we recorded, and we're really proud of those. And we traveled, we toured, we played festivals, we played a lot of camps. We got to do that full time for 5 years. We traveled in our minivan. I remember meeting Matthew Hoops from Reliant K, which now he makes the DRV with the 1981 Inventions company that he runs. I later worked with my brother Vitaly, who started an in-ear company and making custom in-ear monitors for musicians. I worked there for about 8 years and also made a lot of great connections and friends over the years. And then I eventually switched over full-time to building my own products, which was one of my dreams. So in 2015, I stumbled on an idea of putting a tuner into a volume pedal to save space on a pedal board. That was one of my things that I wanted to do, is create products to sell And I was doing that part-time while working at 64 Audio and filming other YouTube demo videos at that time. And in 2019, I believe, I met a guy named George from Quimper Electronic Systems, and we started talking about creating an overdrive pedal. And that was one of my dreams, is to create a product that was an original circuit and that sounded great. And I worked real hard on it to make sure to dial it into where it sounds pretty sweet. And I remember working for months on that pedal to make sure that the sound was just right when you plug it in, that you can dial in a really great overdrive sound. And so I was really excited to bring the Daily Driver pedal to the 2020 NAMM show and get people's feedback and hear what people think about the pedal and the look of it. And it was my very first product, so I was really excited about that. And so later I released the Volume Expression Selector Box, which allows you to use your volume pedal with an expression jack to toggle between the volume function or the expression function on that one single pedal. And then later I released the Buffer Fuzz Interface, and it's a pedal that I think is very essential on pedal boards that you want to use old fuzz pedals with. And it has a fuzz loop that has also a selectable cable length that goes after the fuzz to adjust the tone of the fuzz. And that pedal features a very high quality buffer that I spent a lot of time tweaking and making sure that sounds just like a very nice tube amp plugged right in from your guitar into the amp. And so one of my very recent releases was the Ratatouille, and this is a distortion pedal. And I wanted to make something that was paying tribute to the classic Proco Rat from the 80s, which is one of my favorite distortion pedals. But I wanted to take it up a notch and create something that's unique and that also has an original circuit. And I wanted to create just a nice juicy distortion pedal that works great with single coil pickups and humbuckers. And that's pretty much all the products that I have so far, and each pedal is hand built by me. I put a lot of love and attention into these pedals. Each one is packaged up by me, and so Schnobeltone is a very small company. It's just me and my wife Isabel and our son James, but he doesn't build anything right now. He just likes to play with the knobs on some of the gear that I have. So that pretty much sums up Schnobeltone and what I do, and I want to continue creating videos. And hit the like button and subscribe if you guys haven't done so. It helps out the algorithm on this platform. So to wrap everything up, just wanted to say one more time thank you, and I will continue to make more videos for you guys.